Thank you, Chancellor Martin. I'm a little emotional about this medallion. I'm really grateful. Thank you, Provost Wendland. Thank you for your confidence in me. I feel privileged to serve as Dean of the WashU School of Law, and I am grateful for your leadership in higher education and at WashU. Thank you. Thank you, Cash, for your inspiring comments. I offer a fond welcome to Cash's wife, Evie, and his son, Andrew, and to my family in attendance, my brother Ted, sister Fiona, nephew Sebastian, and cousins Joe and Connie. Thank you so much for being here. And I'd like to note that my 88-year-old mother, Nancy, is watching over Zoom. She herself is a lifelong educator who is still teaching courses on Shakespeare and civility and poetry. She still edits all my speeches and papers. And she is my hero. Hi, Mom. I also offer the very warmest welcome to the members of the Board of Trustees, the Law School's National Council, my fellow deans, faculty, alumni, university colleagues, staff, and to our students in attendance. Thank you all for being here at this significant moment in the law school's history as we celebrate the inauguration of the Nickerson Deanship. As the inaugural Nickerson Dean, I celebrate one of the greatest champions that this law school has ever seen. Cash is indeed a rare and special person. His intellectual curiosity and deep power of associational thinking has led him to find wisdom in such diverse places as a Turkish bazaar, a poker table, a car dealership, and even in the martial arts. Truly creative innovators do, as I've read, quote, connect fields, problems, or ideas that others find unrelated. Cash is dedicated to a process of continuous self-improvement and lifelong learning, never hesitating to seek out and benefit from others' expertise. His enthusiasm for life empowers him and inspires those of us lucky enough to be in his orbit, especially his students, Cash. Cash, I speak on behalf of the entire law school and this community when I say thank you for being you, for bringing your infectious optimism into our lives, and for supporting the law school and this university in myriad ways. Thank you, Cash. And of course, thank you, Evie and Andrew. Today, I've chosen to talk to you about a topic that has preoccupied me as a new dean, as a lawyer, as a citizen, and as a human being: generative artificial intelligence. We have all heard about the far-ranging impact that artificial intelligence will have on society and on the economy. In fact, that future is now. We have already entered the age of AI. Let me offer you a few facts about the current status quo. The first autonomous ride-sharing service, Waymo, now operates a fleet of self-driving vehicles in Phoenix, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, and is launching the service soon in Atlanta, Austin, and Miami. Waymo began testing autonomous vehicles in 2016, less than 9 years ago. Autonomous weapon systems powered by AI already exist. Drones carrying explosives and other lethal devices can autonomously select, target, and kill humans, all without a human in the loop. Imagine the implications of this. Simply upload your target's photo and facial recognition will do the rest. And this technology is not just limited to drones. The US Navy has already deployed unmanned robot ships to protect Navy vessels. The boats can swarm and destroy an enemy ship with their AI-powered software choosing the best route to confront a threatening vessel. The company Eliza Wakes Up is taking pre-orders, just so you know, on a $420,000 robot that offers natural conversations through a large language model, a silicone animatronic face capable of mirroring human emotions, and limbs dexterous enough to cut a cigar, serve a drink, and run an 8-minute mile. In law's domain, AI has the power to alter almost everything we do as lawyers. Recall that ChatGPT passed the uniform bar exam with a score approaching 90%, and recently received a 163 on the LSAT. E-discovery tools powered by AI now vastly reduce the time required for document review and litigation, freeing junior associates from the traditional slog through boxes of documents. The payment processing company Klarna estimates that using AI tools cut back on the time its in-house lawyers spend drafting and generating standard contracts to about 10 minutes from an hour. AI-powered platforms like Lex Machina and Ravel allow lawyers to test briefs against a database of judicial opinions and enable those lawyers to tailor those briefs to individual judges' preferences for positive or negative language, or for their preferences over statutory or constitutional interpretation. Online companies like Bliss Divorce, which strikes me as an oxymoron, Bliss Divorce, Hello Divorce and Divorce.com now offer AI-powered tools that allow individuals to file for divorce, divide property, and construct support agreements with a few clicks of a mouse. The platforms will even file the documents necessary to achieve these outcomes with the appropriate court or government office automatically. And students, as we know, now use ChatGPT to assist with their studying, to draft outlines, and to practice exam taking. As legal educators, law students, and practicing lawyers, we live in an era in which the interplay between legal technology, artificial intelligence, and law practice are transforming the teaching of law and the delivery of legal services. Most experts agree, fortunately, that lawyers are not at risk of being rendered obsolete by AI. I'm sure you're pleased to hear that. Largely because lawyers' creative roles in the construction of legal relationships will remain relevant, and because we deploy empathy and emotional intelligence in our actions with clients that drive successful negotiations and business collaborations. But we must pivot to the new reality that will alter the roles and skills necessary to succeed, especially for young lawyers. We are experiencing a disruption that is perhaps long overdue. It seems almost quaint that many law firms still bill their clients for 6-minute intervals of time and operate in the same partnership structure that prevailed in the 19th century. Change is coming, and it's coming fast. Indeed, it's useful to reflect on how fast profound changes may come. According to the knowledge doubling curve, popularized by Buckminster Fuller, until 1900, human knowledge doubled every century. By 1982, it was doubling every 12 months. By 2020, the estimate was that human knowledge doubled every 12 hours. And in 2025, it probably doubles every 6 hours. As noted by futurist Jim Carroll, we are experiencing an era of rapid knowledge emergence and rapid knowledge obsolescence. Combined with artificial intelligence, these developments require us to recognize the ongoing need for knowledge replenishment and a fundamental transformation in knowledge delivery. We must attend to those segments of the population whose jobs will be made obsolete by AI, especially since those shifts may exacerbate economic inequality and social unrest. Lawyers will play an important role in this transformation. First, artificial intelligence will require the adaptation of legal rules and norms governing our interactions with this new technology, with each other, and with our institutions. Let me offer you an example. On February 28, 2024, a 14-year-old boy tragically took his own life after chatting with a chatbot that had become his closest friend. The description of the app he used read, quote, "Imagine speaking to a super intelligent and lifelike bot that hear you, understand you, and remember you. We encourage you to push the frontier of what's possible with this innovative technology." That technology may have contributed to his death. How can we be sure to protect such vulnerable children as they interact with this technology or modify large language models to avoid such tragic results. Or think about the tort rules governing collisions between autonomous vehicles. If human or property destruction results, who is liable and by what standards? With no human at the wheel, do the same standards of negligence apply? Or consider the role of lawyers in the domain of international or national security law. How will we govern this new technology, and what international treaties or agreements are necessary to control the deployment of autonomous weapons systems? How might competition over the development of AI, such as we have just seen between NVIDIA and DeepSeek, which one observer called AI's Sputnik moment, how will this competition affect global relations among nation states? What governance regimes must we put in place to control bad outcomes in these situations? Or consider the role of lawyers in the area of criminal and privacy law. In the criminal justice system, so-called risk assessment tools deploy AI to generate recidivism scores, the risk of the likelihood that a defendant will reoffend. What rules must we put in place to ensure that these tools are not trained on data that incorporates bias toward particular groups, especially since they rely on historical crime data that may itself have been the product of human biases? And what of privacy law, where AI tools target our vulnerabilities in the marketplace and enable bad actors to use AI voice cloning to impersonate people and maybe extort vulnerable senior citizens over the telephone? I'm particularly sensitive to this because I have an 88-year-old mother. And on the brighter side, what are the positive benefits of AI? Could it democratize legal services by making the legal system more accessible and more efficient? How can lawyers promote this positive result? In short, there is much to do, and we lawyers have a major role to play in the construction of legal and governance institutions in the age of AI. As legal educators, we have a duty to our students to prepare them for this new reality. Fortunately, at WashU, we are well positioned for this future in legal education and law practice. We have a university-wide strategic plan that emphasizes digitization and our digital future. At the law school, the Cordell Institute already focuses on the impact of artificial intelligence at the intersection of public health and privacy. The Center for Empirical Research in Law supports technology-powered faculty research. We already have faculty who focus on artificial intelligence or who, like Jens Frankenreiter, use AI tools effectively to answer empirical questions about the operation of our legal system. We are among the first law schools to hire a large language model engineer on our staff. We have appointed an AI task force and are busy discussing and implementing its recommendations. And we have awaiting us productive partnerships with the McKelvey School of Engineering, the Olin School of Business, the New School of Public Health, the School of Continuing and Professional Studies, and the Scandalera Center for Interdisciplinary Innovation and Entrepreneurship, among other enterprising units here on campus. With our university partners, we can advance the interdisciplinary approach critical to learning and knowledge in the age of AI. Aldous Huxley's dystopian Brave New World threatens, but we can choose our own destiny. Our moral imagination warns us to create a future that utilizes AI for the betterment of all life. But to do so, we must act now, and we must act in earnest. Abraham Lincoln is credited as saying, quote, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." Let's be sure that WashU Law plays a pivotal role as we create the future together. In closing, I'd like to quote from an email I received from a student last week. He said, quote, "I just wanted to take a moment to express how exciting it has been to witness the growing integration of AI into our coursework. WashU is proving to be a pioneer in this space, tackling these advancements head-on rather than shying away from them. I feel very fortunate to be part of an institution that is willing to evolve with the times, and I can't wait to see these initiatives develop further," unquote. I wrote this speech for him. and for all our students, past, present, and future, who will inherit a world far different from ours, who lead us as well as learn from us, and in whom I have the greatest confidence. Thank you very much.